Hey there, Leonard Parker here, founder of Destiny Marketing Solutions, where we don't just generate leads, we generate results. Before we dive in today, if you've ever lost a job to a cheaper competitor, hit that like button and let me know in the comments. Trust me, it happens to the best of us. Today, I'm going to share how successful electrical contractors earning $200,000 or more per year are winning premium jobs while racing to the bottom on price. And stick around to the end. I've got an expert tip on pricing psychology that's been a game changer for my electrical clients. Here's the painful truth. When customers can't tell the difference between you and 5 other electricians, they'll almost always default to the cheapest quote. This kills me because I know you're not losing on price, you're losing on perceived value. Think about it. Customers comparison shop on price when there's no clear value difference. When your messaging sounds like every other electrician in town, licensed, bonded, professional service, you become interchangeable with the guy charging half your rate. Being great at your craft simply isn't enough anymore. You have to communicate that value clearly, or watch as customers fall back on the only differentiator they can see, cost. If you're not in your head right now, you already know. Competing on price is a dangerous game that few electrical contractors can win long term. Those low margin jobs absolutely drain your time, energy, and team morale. And here's something I've learned from working with hundreds of contractors. The clients who haggle hardest often demand the most and refer the least. When you're rushed from job to job, trying to make the numbers work on razor-thin margins, that's when mistakes happen. That leads to callbacks, rework, and those dreaded negative reviews that cost you far more than that discount ever saved the customer. And the real killer, the more you discount today, the harder it becomes to raise your rates tomorrow. The painful reality is that competing on price keeps you busy, but not profitable. Any of you finding that your schedule is full but your bank account isn't, drop a "that's me" in the comments. So how do we fix this? First, we need to shift the conversation from what your service costs to what it's worth. Smart homeowners and business owners don't actually want cheap, they want certainty and results. They want to know their electrical problems will be solved correctly, safely, and permanently. Start highlighting the lifetime or long-term value in your messaging. Better parts, maybe better quality parts, cleaner installations, fewer callbacks. Sell outcomes like safety, reliability, and peace of mind, not hourly rates or line items. Use any before and after photos or stories to prove the return on investment. Show that, for example, panel board upgrade you did where you organized all the wiring and properly labeled everything. That visual speaks volumes about your attention to detail and quality standards. When you position yourself on ROI, rather than cost, you attract customers who understand value isn't just about the price tag. Here's where many electricians and electric service companies miss a huge opportunity. They wait until the proposal stage to communicate value, but by then, it's often too late. Your value should be obvious from the very first touch point. Feature your trust badges, insurance coverage, and certifications prominently on your website and marketing materials. Showcase recent jobs with high-quality photos and real client quotes or testimonials about their experience, not just the work you did, but how it made them feel, a sense of relief. Emphasize your process with a what to expect section that builds confidence, and always place value-oriented proof near every call to action. You want anyone who's landing on your website, you want them to connect those testimonials, those trust badges, and any certifications. You want them to connect that with the next step, which is contacting your team for a quote or for a review of the project. Remember this golden rule. If you don't show the value first, price is all they'll notice. This is something I see every day in my own work, but also working with our electrician clients. those who make value obvious up front simply don't get as many price objections as those who don't. It's as simple as that. And just to show you some examples, I came across one company, Hiller. So let me zoom in here a bit so you can see what's going on. So I'm on Hiller's homepage, and they've done a great job on providing proof, but also these different trust statements and trust badges to build credibility right away, to build trust right away, and to communicate the value of their services right away. So we scroll down here, you can see the different promotions that they're offering. If we scroll down a bit further, we see right here all of their trust badges. So licensed and insured, professionally trained, drug tested and background checked. And we also see they guarantee 100% satisfaction. And that's right here in the first paragraph. If we scroll further down, again, they're emphasizing that 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Happy you'll be, or the service is free. So that's their trademark, so don't steal it. If we scroll down further, they have a link that goes into more detail about that guarantee. So the homepage is meant to be quick hitting, so you provide snippets, but if you wanted to drill down further about the guarantee or what sets you apart, then you can link on to another page on the website. But I'll continue here on their homepage. They have their Happy Hiller Club. If we scroll down further, we also see some of the nonprofit causes that they support. So maybe you're not supporting transition to trades, but it is a good idea to connect with a cause that's very important and you're passionate about. So that can include something more national focus or local focus in your community. But again, that's another way to build trust. Scrolling down further, we see some other things. So care is our core value, family owned and operated since 1990. And then true 24/7 emergency service. And again, what they are doing is identifying some of the common pain points that customers and people who are searching for professional electrical services might have, and then they're addressing those pain points right away here on their homepage. So transparency pricing, so making sure that there are no surprises, hidden fees, they're transparent. So there's no surprises once the customer gets the bill. They also are offering some just baseline pricing so that you understand. And what they've done here is provide a nice comparison between their pricing and the industry standard. So I have some more information about pricing later on here in the video. Expert tip, but very important that you try to find a way to incorporate that. They have some things about content. And then if we scroll all the way to the bottom, they also have other badges. So they've done a great job before someone even calls them, and really before even someone goes to another page on their website, communicating the value, the unique value that their team offers here on the home page. And before I go back to the content, it's very important to call these things out on the home page because that's typically going to be the most visited page on your website. So going back here to the content. So next, shifting over to pricing and that conversation you're having with your prospects. Instead of the typical, here's what it costs approach, try asking questions like, is quality or speed more important to you on this project? This immediately shifts focus from price to your prospect's priorities. Offer 2 to 3 different options to move away from a yes or no decision. When a customer has choices between good, better, and best solutions, they start comparing your options to each other rather than comparing you to your competitors. Don't shy away from discussing the risk of low-cost work. And you likely know some of the other maybe lower-cost competitors in your area. Think about complaints you've heard about their work and why low cost doesn't always mean the best for the customer. So some of the risks of low cost work may be code violations, fire hazards, safety hazards, failed inspections. And when you're having this conversation, always highlight what they don't get with a cheaper quote, because what's missing is often more persuasive than what's included. The key insight here: proper framing creates the space to talk value before you ever mention price. Now let's get tactical. One of the most effective pricing strategies I've implemented with our electrician clients is package-based pricing. So of course, this is going to work best with any maintenance services, but it also might be applicable if it's a one-time service. So you can bundle your most common services, for example, into outcome-focused offers. So instead of just saying panel upgrade for $2,500, you can create a home safety and power package that includes the panel upgrade plus an electrical safety inspection and surge protection. You can create tiers with names like basic, priority, and performance to anchor different price points. Remember that part about anchor, because I'll get into that here later. The way you name and display these packages visually makes a huge difference in which one customers select. Then add bonus items or guarantees to elevate perceived value without significantly increasing your costs. So things you can include might be extended warranties, priority scheduling, or free annual safety checks. They cost you little but mean a lot to customers. Packages help clients understand what they're really buying, not just what it costs. They're focusing on what they get, not what they're spending. In one of our earlier videos, I discussed the importance of being the guide, the mentor to your customer. Your customer is the hero of their story, whether it's they want to make their home or business safer, or if they're looking to be on the cutting edge of new EV charging technology with their EV, their electric vehicle. You are positioned to be the guide to help them get there. And one way you can do this is by educating before you even get to the pricing conversation. So here's a counterintuitive approach that works wonders. Educate your prospects before you even quote them a price. Send videos or checklists explaining how your process works. Use blog posts or landing pages to answer common pre-sale questions before they're even asked. If you're able to automate this, so perhaps you have a sequence that you send a link out once they express interest. Maybe it's a About Us video or Why Choose Us video. You're already doing something different that competitors may not be. Also, having those checklists, having the content to support what you're doing and why you're doing it the way you are, that before they even speak to you, that starts establish you as an expert. This is not your first rodeo with this particular job. And so that's going to, again, build trust and confidence in your company's work. You can pre-qualify with emails. So, for example, here's what makes us different, so they understand your value proposition before seeing your price. And always position quoting as a step in your process, not the start of the conversation. When clients already understand electrical work better because of you, they're less likely to chase the lowest price. I've seen this strategy alone reduce price shopping by over 30% for electricians who implement it constantly. Build a brand that's more than just your pricing, but it justifies the pricing. Your brand is far more than just your logo or the colors on your truck. It's the complete experience you deliver, and it directly impacts what customers expect to pay. Invest in clean visuals across all touchpoints, your website, your trucks, your uniforms. These all can indicate the quality of your work. If your company looks professional and put together, clients naturally expect professional rates. Use testimonials that specifically mention professionalism, expertise, and peace of mind, not just affordability. And maintain absolute consistency across every customer interaction. This can be challenging, especially if you have multiple team members who are interacting with a prospective customer. So this is where team training is very important. Perhaps you have scripts or standard operating procedures that your team members follow. Make sure that there's consistency, especially if one team member has to hand off that conversation to another team member. The psychology here is simple but powerful. People pay more when your brand looks and feels worth more. Two electricians with identical skills and service offering mix, they can charge vastly different rates based solely on how they are perceived in the market. Now, let's talk about using scarcity and urgency without sounding desperate or salesy. Saying I have one installation slot left this week feels more credible and creates more urgency than fake limited time discounts. Show that your services are genuinely in demand. Use follow-up language like we typically book 2 to 3 weeks out to demonstrate you're not sitting around waiting for work. And leverage genuine seasonality or limited crew availability without sounding desperate. True scarcity builds demand without lowering your price. The more in demand you appear, the less price sensitive customers become. Just think about it. If you like to go to concerts or you like to go out to watch the sporting game, you want to go somewhere where there's a great atmosphere, a great environment. So if you see that there's a crowd, that's likely going to signal something that, hey, that's the place to be, or that's the spot to go to watch the sports games on the weekend. Same idea here. It's also worth adding here, if you found this tip helpful, hit that like button. It helps more electricians like yourself see this content, and that's what this channel is all about, raising the bar for the entire industry. Here's where you can really separate yourself from discount competitors. Sell peace of mind as a tangible deliverable. Offer a satisfaction guarantee or post-job check-in. Reinforce warranty coverage on parts and labor. Explain exactly how you stand behind your work if something goes wrong. And always highlight the systems you have in place that reduce risk for the property owner, whether that's documented safety protocols, quality checklists, or follow-up procedures. The real truth that most electricians miss: people will gladly pay more for the assurance that you'll do it right and back it up if there's ever an issue. If you're struggling with price competition and you want to break free from the race to the bottom, we've developed something specifically for electricians and electric service providers like yourself. Our full circuit growth method uncovers exactly why your offers and messaging are leading to pricing objections. We analyze how your brand is or isn't communicating value and show you how to package your services to attract higher value clients. We'll review your follow-up process to identify close rate gaps and walk you through a customized strategy to stop chasing cheap jobs and start commanding premium jobs. The key insight: you don't need to lower your rates, you need to raise your perceived value. Here's why this approach works so well for electrical contractors. When you compete on price, it's usually a symptom of something missing earlier in your growth engine, like weak differentiation, unclear offers, or low brand trust. Our full circuit growth method helps identify and fix those gaps, so you're not stuck fighting over scraps. You're positioned as the obvious choice. Remember, price competition is just a symptom. Our method solves the real problem. So as promised, here's the expert pricing tip I mentioned. When presenting quotes to customers, always include 3 options, with your preferred option, and when I say your preferred option, perhaps the option that has the highest margin or is the easiest to deliver, that option should be anchored in the middle. Research shows that most people choose the middle option when presented with 3 choices. It's called the compromise effect in pricing psychology. The simple change has helped our electrician clients increase their average ticket size by 22% without losing jobs to cheaper competitors. If you want more insights like this, book your full circuit growth audit today. And before I close out this video, I want to show an example of a price anchor. If you have a website, it's likely you or someone on your team, or perhaps you're working with an agency, you do have website hosting. And usually hosting, email, if you're using any software or tools in your business, they're usually going to provide some type of price anchoring or position their pricing as some type of price anchor. So here's just an example from a hosting company. I won't mention their name, but you can see here they have the basic package, $25 per month. They have the premium package at $79 a month. And then they have the pro package at $49 a month. So it's like the Goldilocks principle, where basic might be too cold or not sufficient. Premium might be a little too expensive or gives us more than what we need, but pro is just right. So same idea here. And so that's even how they position the pro graphic here as it compares to basic and premium. They're positioning it so it's more front and center. So that's all there and designed that way for a reason. So I just wanted to share that example. Now going back here to the content, just close out this video. You can give us a call if you are interested in that full circuit growth audit at 888-846-4937. We're based in Houston, but we serve clients nationwide. Remember, you don't need to be the cheapest to win the best jobs. You just need to clearly communicate your value. Until the next time, this is Leonard Parker, helping you own your worth while lowering your prices. If you found this information valuable, make sure to like, subscribe, and share with your network who needs to hear this message.